I think there's a big gap between academia and policy. I think that sometimes a lot of the policies or programs are implemented without really having sound evidence to really substantiate the hoped for impact. After finishing at Yale, I joined a law firm in London for 3 years and worked as a legal analyst. It was a really formative experience and reinforced the realization that if I wanted to make long-term changes on a structural level, that I would need to go back to the fundamentals. There are many theories, there are many hypotheses, and there are many ways of seeing what works and what doesn't work. And I think this is what appeals to me about the MDP program, is that I can use social science methodology, I can use the strengths of different disciplines and the cross-disciplinary aspect of the program to be able to look at these issues and in the end have answers or solutions or even some insights that would be useful for policy. The overall research project is on the hopes, aspirations and drivers of engagement for young people in the Middle East and North Africa. I'm trying to understand what drives young people to engage in violence, particularly radical and extremist groups. There are data collection teams in Syria and Palestine, and I'm primarily leading the data collection in Jordan, as well as doing the overall data analysis. Being part of a project that with the UN has meant that I've had access to areas that would have typically been hard to access.
Everything starts from data, everything starts from numbers. So we're constantly looking to refresh our knowledge, asking ourselves the questions, do we really know as much as we think we do? And where can we get the information that we need in order to help us evolve our response to the situation as the situation itself moves forward and unravels?
Bringing a scientific or a systematic methodology to try and study human behavior is really challenging. There is no one pattern and different people have different motivations. I think the coursework was really useful in preparing me, particularly in giving me the appropriate methodological tools that I need to examine this issue.
We clearly have to find a way of engaging with that energy of young people again. We have to listen to them, we have to bring out their views and their thoughts and present them with opportunities, the fora in which they can themselves come up with solutions.
Aside from the professional element or the academic side, I think for me what has also been really important has been the human interactions, the human element. I've met very many interesting people and had very many interesting conversations. Speaking with a child from Syria who just misses her home and misses her toys and the good things that she had there. It's something that you can't just get from the news or from reading what theorists have to say about the Syrian conflict. If we are to really understand what drives these young people, or if we are to critically examine these hypotheses that have been put forth, we need to dig deeper and we need to look harder and ask more probing questions.